I will start with some words in Hebrew to the people. הרעיון הזה לא תוכנן להיות פה היום. אנחנו פנינו למר אלשטיין לפני חודשיים, לא קיבלנו תשובה עד אתמול, ואתמול הוא הפתיע והודיע לנו שהוא מגיע. זאת הייתה הפתעה נעימה, כי לא שמענו את מר אלשטיין לאורך כל המשבר. And I want to thank you, Mr. Elstein, for the courage and to the opportunity to let us to speak to you in this sensitive time.
Thank you. We gave you an answer yesterday, so we want to thank you.
אוקיי. הנה, עובד? Thank you, תודה. We looked at the Maya this morning and saw the bondholders appointed another meeting to appoint a representative of the bondholders and to speak to IDB Pituach. I didn't believe in 5 years after you buy IDB, we will arrive to this situation that the bonds are in a yield of 27-28% and almost in a step from the Esder Chov restructuring.
I believe that you described 5 years. We consider we will be in 2 more months, in 7 years. We are very concerned, and we take in some way we hear the concerns of our bondholders that they are exactly in the same boat that we are. The situation of the bondholders, and we opened the house, they came to our office to do the meetings, and we heard all the positions. And we have until now, in the last 5 years since we took control of the company, we invested more than 2.7 billion shekels to turn around all the companies. And when I say turn around all the companies, I will be, saying that we got into a company that have 7 layers, and we have now only 2 layers, which is 100% owned by us. This is IDB. And the other one, we have 82% of the shares. We have worked very seriously with the management of all the companies to improve the companies, and they have improved all of them. We have injected capital in most of the companies, and that makes possibility for them to grow business, grow profits, and we did not take dividends for this while. So when we are discussing these days, we know that we have the option to put more money. It's put more money is something that we have shown that we have the commitment for the last 7 years. We have paid every bond in date. We have paid every interest payment in day. We have paid 100% of the debts that the companies have with the banks, which is a big achievement. I would say that the companies today have almost no exposure to the banks. And we know that we have better ways to solution the struggle that we are. So even though we know that we can bring money, and we have been doing it, we have better solutions, and we want to explore them, all of them. And we know that it's very easy in a market like this to make a lot of noise, because even though this market is a very deep market, a few players can make a lot of noise. We are business people of action, so we are very professionals in doing, and we come from a culture that we do and then we announce. And here, the structure of the capital markets, they like you better, you talk with them, and you discuss with them, and you consult with them. We are doing it, and we are learning. The only thing we're doing here for the last 7 years is learning, learning, and learning. but I have to tell you that we enjoy it every day more. So, having to say, why is this situation? You know, this week we decided on Sunday. Sunday was a day that we all go for a barbecue. We know that New York is closed, Boston is closed, London is closed. In the afternoon, at 6 o'clock, we decided they didn't want us to do the bid for the 100% of the PBC shares. Okay, they don't want it. And 93% of the market wanted. There was one institutional investor that said, I have bonds, I have shares. I'm worried about my bonds if you buy the shares. I said, fine. They voted no, we accepted. We have a second plan, maybe buy the DIC share. We know we have to comply with the concentration law, and we're working a lot on that, and as the same way we achieved 2 years ago, we will fulfill all the commitments legally for this year also. So we said maybe the solution is not to make private PBC. Let's go and think about DIC. They told us, believe me, they will be doing the same. So in one board meeting, we decided we will put a block of shares of Gabiam, which is a solution that we could have by the end of December. For us, Sunday, there's no one in the market. In less than 2 hours, there was 750 million shekels demand. And I tell you, if we leave it for one more day, I think we have 2 billion in demand. This is the deepest market in the world for Sundays. We learned that. There's nothing like that. And everybody said, how are you going to organize? We know that in this market, if you tell the market what you're going to do, then they all go and sell before you do. So we have to comply the regulation, and we are doing it. But we also have to comply with protecting the assets of our investors. And when we protect our investors, we protect shareholders and bondholders. And we are very much aware that they're concerned because all this noise, by us not communicating, make them worry. We receive them at home. We said, come, discuss with our people. We will find options. And I'm sure that we will find better options than they ever even dream.
I feel they hurt you. How did you feel when you started to hear about the meetings of the bondholders?
I tell you, I hear the meetings. I know that I'm worried because when they are worried, I should be worried. I mean, we have an equity stake. They have a stakeholders, and they are our biggest investors. I know that we have been in the capital market for more than 28 years. We paid bonds in Argentina when the banks were closed. We paid bonds when the government decided to be in default. We arranged our debt with our bondholders for 28 years without never having a trouble. We have paid until today everything. And I know that the noise is in the market. We are showing every detail of what we are doing, and we are announcing. You know, I tell you, I think that when they come to our office, I know that they come because they are worried, and when they are worried, I'm worried. And when they want a solution, I know that they need a solution. And I know that in this country, people are worried for the next 2 years and a half. And we have been in crisis that we don't have the liquidity for the last 2 years behind. So it is true that we are action people and you're more communicator people. But I find that we open the house, we heard all the positions, and that we have a common goal, not to liquidate the most valuable asset that we have, that is Klal, in the market. We have a Klal shares, and we don't want to do it, and in that, they show us that they are more than aligned, because they went to court. We didn't go to court. They went to court to try to stop the liquidation, because we are selling this asset at more than 50% discount.
We talk about Klal later. Did you consider to come to the meetings and speak to them? Because you invited the two managers from Argentina to do it.
I find that when the professionals on the fund managers took with the professionals of our management and financial and the CFOs, they talk the same language and they want to understand what we are doing. And I find that in that way, we hear more their concerns and it gives us the potential to do the best solution. I find sometimes, you know, the only meeting I went, because it was a very big house, when I think I put the best bid, which was a 30% premium on the shares of PBC, was not accepted, I realized sometimes, you know, people understand when they talk to equals. So I said, let's leave the professionals have these discussions.
Okay, I know. You told me that 28 years you gave back all the money that all the debt, but in Hebrew we say, תמיד יש פעם ראשונה. So there is always a first time. It can be happen. When somebody owe you money, he look at your pocket. If you owe him 100 shekels and you see you have only 50, so he's worrying.
I tell you one thing. The advantage we have, and you have to see, is that our investment in Israel is less than 20% of our net worth in Latin America and in the United States. So when everybody now suddenly on the noise is saying, what are you doing? And they don't realize that for 7 years we paid every payment, and not only paying the debt, the banks, the bonus, the interest, we kept the people working. I find people, one of the things people don't realize is that we kept the companies working. We launched one of the best towers in downtown, the city of Tel Aviv, which is the Tocha, which is fully leased, and it's a fantastic location in the best city of the world, and we did it and we finished. We did the building number 1 in the cybersecurity in Beersheba, the number 2, the number 3. The mayor asked us, go ahead with the number 4, we're doing it. This week I visited him, and he said to me, go ahead to study the number 5. And I thought, they said that they were going to move this year, 8200. That was 7 years ago. Now they're starting the work. This is, I was thinking, we got a company, an airline company that was under stress, even retained the planes in Europe. We injected $10 million. Now it's a leading airline, and I think that what they're doing is fantastic. And even today, with the crisis on closing one airport, they didn't fire people. So we injected the capital for Shufersal and help that to turn out the Marlog, the private level, and the sales of the internet. All these were done by injections of capital we did, and I consider that this is all effects that we not only came here to invest, we came to learn. We learned a lot of things on the technological centers. We took all that experience, and we are doing the first technological center in Argentina. It's called Polodot. We have the major tenant there to rent the place, and I think that this is an experience we learned from Israel. Not only that, we are representative sellers of Mobileye in Argentina, and the sales are really growing steadily. So we're bringing a lot of things, and I think that about the main target we have now is the solution of the cloud. For that, we applied. There was a philosophy of not giving the right. The previous regulator decided not to give right to any person to come. They were in the philosophy of not having a balabait. We think that having a balabait is a real value added, because when you have a balabait, you have a controller, a person who puts the name, the capital, and has the prestige. But the reality is that the target was to have a non-balabaitish. And we believe that having a balabait was good. That's why with the new regulator, 1.5 months we applied, and we are expecting to see what's the result. If the result is positive, the bondholders will be as happy as we will be. And if not, we will explore all the other alternatives that we have in the next 6 months, because we know that all the companies are very good. It's very hard to put a portfolio of companies like the one we have, and I think the company is exactly in the same terms as 30 days ago when all the rumors and noises started.
I must to say that I like you, the Argentinian people. You are smile, you are happy, you are smart people. You like the good life, but there is only one issue. You leave everything for the last minute.
I have to tell you to this. We sold in the last minute the shares to Gabay, to Family Erkin, which I like a lot, and Lapidot, because for me, having real deep pocket and investors was very valuable in a time of being obliged to sell. The bondholder says, stop it in the court. The court was not going to make a decision And I think that even Lapidot suggested eventually he will be a candidate to be a director in Klal. So for us, it was a very valuable decision. We leave the things to the last minute because in Israel, everything changed in the last minute. And we take to the last minute to be able to make the best decision. Until now, we did every decision until the last second, but 100% legal. Even the story of the lipstick, I tell you, as we are putting a tender for 100% of the shares, the lawyer says, you have to disclose that you're studying the story of the lipstick. The lipstick was the best deal in town of Manhattan. It's the #1 country, it's the #1 economy, it's the best city in the world. The yields are fantastic, and for us to merge the combinations of operation, the HSBC building and the lipstick would have been a win-win-win. But when we see that the institutionals were having a concern, we put a stop. So we have been doing everything to be in line with our stakeholders, and our major stakeholder is the bondholders.
No, the people in Israel don't like interest party holders. Nochi Dankner made it with Israel, and after this, we didn't see many deals like this.
I have to tell you, when all this month they were comparing that one-to-one, I feel that it was very unfair because we came with the money, we capitalized all the companies, we are only having an exposure of 19% of our assets in here, and I tell you, the case of Israel, it was a company that was put in IDB at evaluation. The option that we gave to PBC to get this was a matana min hashamayim. But we understand that here, the interest party is so delicate that nobody even called the independent directors to say, can you explain us the deal? That would have been the rationale of a real market. We understand the sensitivity and we respect it. But a professional approach would have been to call the 3 independent directors and tell us what is the opportunity.
Do you think about situation that you lost IDB?
I tell you, I'm here. I consider a complete commitment myself. My people were here for the last 3 weeks. I think that we're here in 7 years. We fulfill every commitment. The people are worried of the debts on 2025. And I have to tell you, we are here physically, with our body, with our mouth, with our money, and with our name. And I'm telling you, I hope to see my grandchildren here also. I hope that we get a manager which is Israeli, and I'm very positive on our investment. I think that this portfolio, when you build communities, there's not many communities that can have telephone, insurance, real estate, commercial centers. And I have to tell you, I didn't mention, but the airline is a winner, and even Elron in this week, even Elron, I'm surprised. This company has $50 million in the cash, 0 debt, 20 investment, and it goes down because all the noise in the market. We keep investing. I like to see how they invest. I like to see how the people are exporting the fruits to Europe. I mean, we're having so many things that people are not looking, and we did it all according to regulation. So if you ask me, we will continue. I tell you for sure.
It means that you put more money if you need. The bondholders ask you to put.
We did it when it was needed. We did it when it was needed all the time in 7 years, and we will explore the best solution. They will not see the money first. They will see what's the best solution, and I'm telling you, they're worried about the next 2 years. We are working every day to get the best solution. And I tell you, the same way I described to you that we can sell 12% in 1 hour, we can sell the other 5%, and, I cannot tell you, but we will fulfill with concentration law, and we will fulfill with every regulation, and we will not have any problem in the next 6 months.
2 people left the management, the CEO, Shulem, and the CFO, Gil.
I tell you, 2 people leave. Sholem told me for the last year that he wanted to be more balabait. He's been a manager. He expressed to me the desire to go and do by his own. He said that to me before. He's a very good young entrepreneur, and I would say that when he told me that, I thought 7 years is a cycle. He took that cycle. I feel honored that he was working close on hands with me. I think he learned a lot. He's a very good guy. And the case of Gil Kotler, he told me a year and a half ago, he has two children that needs to learn English, and he had an opportunity. He wanted to go to live in America, to have the 2 years for them to learn English. I said, I think it's not the right move, but I cannot make people who are out after 30 to convince them of their life. So when he told me that, and he got the opportunity given by Chuba, I said, you do what you have. The best thing that the company has is that we make a commission to choose the best managers. We have more than 20 candidates. The quality of the people, it's incredible. So I'm very, very happy with the quality of people that we are.
What is the DNA?
The DNA, I promise the confidentiality of the name because it's very sensitive names. But I have to tell you, it's going to be Israeli with financial knowledge and with knowledge of the market. I tell you, we make a commission and we talk a professional headhunter, and we are very happy, and we hope that by the time we have 3 months that they stay Sholem and Gil, and by that time when they finish their mandate, I'm sure that you will be happy to see the person who will be running the company.
I must ask about the last issue, Rabbi Pinto. Does it influence about your decisions?
I tell you, Rabbi Pinto is an incredible rabbi. He's a very good friend. He's an incredible inspiration. I like to hear his lessons. He's a person who told me 20 years ago, don't hesitate, do something big in Israel. I tell you, for me, the companies are the board of the director and the managers, and the rabbi is in the shul. But it's true that I always said, anybody who wants to make something good for society or whatever, when you consult someone else, you do it with the soul of the other person. When we are deciding alone, we decide with our body, and that's selfish. But when you talk with the other one, you get his soul. So I consider him a friend, and he's been a very good supporter, and the only thing I can tell you, I like him. But the business is decided in all the board of directors. We make decisions with the managers, and we make decisions with the boards. That's the reality.
Thank you, Mr. Elstein, and good luck in the...
Thank you.
Yes.